Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to lesson 12.4, Customary Unit Word Problems. Let's get started. The objective for today's lesson is I can solve multi-step unit conversions of customary units in word problems by determining if I am changing from a larger unit to a smaller unit or reverse, with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause to write the I can and by statement in your digital math notebook now. All right, fifth graders, today we are looking at all of our conversion tables. I'm not going to stay on this slide long because they are in your digital math notebook. Remember that you don't have to have these all memorized, but we do need to have this one memorized because it helps tell us what to do when we are changing units. Let's get started. All right, fifth graders. In today's problems, we're going to be solving multi-step problems. That means we're not just going to do one thing and have an answer. We're going to have to go slow and find all of our steps and all of our conversions. Let's do one with me. A cable company has 5 miles of cable to install. How many 100-yard lengths of cable can be cut? Okay, so notice that as I read, I underlined important things. I see that we have miles, I see that we have yards, and I also see that we have this number 100, which means we're going to have to make groups of 100. Our first step in solving this problem is needing to know how many yards 5 miles is. So I know that 5 miles is a big thing and yards is a small thing. But I need to know how many yards are in a mile. So that's going to be multiplying. So in 1 mile, there is 1,760 yards in 1 mile, but I don't just have 1 mile, I have 5 miles, so I need to multiply. So I have 0 times 5 is 0, 6 times 5 is 30, 5 times 7 is 35, plus the 3, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 5 times 1 is 5, plus another 3 gives me 8. So there are 8,800 yards in this problem, but that's not our answer because remember we have multi-step problems, and that's where this 100 is going to come into play. Of my 8,800, I need to know how many groups of 100 can be cut. So that would be 8,800 divided by 100. So let's see, it can't go into 8 and it can't go into 88, so it has to go into 880. It can go into 880 8 times, which is 800, and I'm left over with 80, and then I bring down that last 0, and I know that that is 8, so that's 800. So my answer is that I can make 88 100-yard lengths of cable. Let's try a problem together. All right, we are in our digital math notebook. In your digital math notebook, you have a box to show your work. Let's solve the problem together. It says, Afton made a chicken dish for dinner. She added a 10-ounce package of vegetables, a 14-ounce package of rice, to 40 ounces of chicken. What was the total weight of the dish in pounds? So again, remember we have multi-step problems. So it looks like we added a bunch of dishes together. We had 10 ounces of vegetables, 14 ounces of rice, and 40 ounces of chicken. So our first step would be to figure out how many total ounces that we have by adding. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. So that means we have 64 ounces. But our question didn't ask us how many ounces was the dish. It asked us how many pounds was the dish. So in our conversion chart, we need to know that there are 16 pounds in an ounce. So we need to divide 64 by 16. It can't just go into 6, so we have to go into the whole thing. So let's try, how about 16 times 4 and see if it gets us close. 6 times 4 is 24. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Perfect. That means it goes in 4 times evenly, no remainder. So that means that her dish is 4 pounds. Our first step was to add, and our second step was to divide. Make sure you pause to type this in your digital math notebook before moving on. All right, 5th graders, it's time for the lesson activity. In your digital math notebook, you have a box to show your work. Make sure you're not just typing your answer, but showing your work as well. It says, a jar contains 26 fluid ounces of spaghetti. How many cups of spaghetti sauce do 4 jars contain? So we have 26 fluid ounces. We have 4 jars, but it also asks us cups. So our first job is to be able to find out how many fluid ounces we have total by multiplying, because each jar is 26. So 26 times 4 jars. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So that means that we have 104 fluid ounces. But now we want to change our fluid ounces into cups. If you look at your digital math notebook, you can see that there are 8 fluid ounces in a cup. So in order to solve this problem, we need to multiply by 8. Go ahead and solve that problem on your own and be ready to type it in your digital math notebook. Great job, 5th graders. When you feel comfortable with this lesson, complete the exit slip to show your teacher your understanding. Great job.